The project that brings us together today, Museum, Machine and Me, is one of the funded projects as part of our exploration of how digital opportunities, technological developments and new ways of working can help us explore and uncover the riches that are held across public collections in the UK. So we're very pleased to be hosting you all for this important conference where we discuss some of the findings and thinkings that are associated with the project that Tate and others have been involved in. So developed as part of Tate's learning projects and programmes, this is an important moment and sharing very hard work that has been done, and it's also a celebratory moment as we bring the findings together, and I hope these next hours and days will give all of you an opportunity to hear, share and reflect on the innovations inherent in this national project. It's thanks to the collective work of partners, the brilliant team here at Tate, UAL's Decolonising Art Institute and the Creative Computing Institute and 15 other partners, many of whom you will hear from over the course of the conference. It's because of that collective work that this important work has been undertaken and developed. The project has provided us at Tate with some incredibly exciting results and future opportunities, whilst also being engaged as a process of insightful, reflective and critical ways of working. So I think we all know that data technology will have an ever-increasing role to play in every aspect of our lives, from travel to space to hospital care, to large language models and the work that they can do. The possibilities of AI seem vast. So we shouldn't be surprised that we are exploring these issues through and with museums and collections and other partners. But I feel we are at a point where we really do need to understand more clearly how AI can help with the sheer weight of knowledge that we hold and inherit, sometimes look after well, sometimes perhaps not explore fully or properly yet. But there's this vast body of knowledge held within art history and especially within museum collections and museum practice. So this project in particular has helped us address the gaps and processes and opportunities, and to develop awareness and knowledge of the possibilities that machine learning might offer in relation to art and collections-based practice and research. Our collections, we all know, are not neutral. They're not aloof from the world that they reflect and also shape. So we shouldn't be surprised that our public collections reflect the biases and prejudices, both historic and contemporary, that structure our social existence. This project has harvested some of the power of machine learning to question those biases and open up new ways of us tackling and addressing them toward, I think, thinking through what more equitable histories within museums might look like. Building on the commitments made through this programme, we at Tate, I hope with the partners that we've built through this work, will in the future find ways to capitalise on the potential of human-centred machine learning and artificial intelligence. And for me, the great insight of this project has been the importance of the human drivers of technological intelligence. So we're on a journey with this work, with our partners, guided by some really great academic partners, many of whom are also practising artists. And you'll see at the heart of much of this work has been the insight of artist practitioners. So, enough words from me of welcome and reflection of my own as I've seen this work unfold. I just want to say congratulations to everyone involved, and huge thanks to them. And we very much look forward to seeing what the 4 artist practice-based research commissions will be, as well as the excellent public programmes of interventions and participatory events, because it felt very important for us to engage the public, that will unfold across our galleries. And with that from me, and as I say, huge thanks to all of you, I'm now going to pass over to Professor Christopher Smith, Chief Executive of the Arts and Humanities Research Council, who was, if you like, the first and founding partner of this whole enterprise. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you so much, Maria, and thank you to you all for having me along to this wonderful event in this very special place with all the partnership that sits behind it. And it's always a joy to be in every part of Tate, but a particular joy today. So this is a splendid event, I think, a week-long collaboratively curated public programme across Tate Britain and Tate Modern, which marks the culmination of this part of Towards a National Collection, Transforming Collections, Reimagining Art, Nation and Heritage. And I'd just like to run through, to begin with, some of the facts about this, just to remind ourselves, and then say something about why I think this has been such an interesting project as we think ahead about our collective future and what we should take from it. So the AHRC was fortunate enough to get £18.9 million from the Strategic Priorities Fund to support a 5-year Towards a National Collection programme. That fund does not exist in that form anymore. So that puts us to think. TANC, which ends in March 2025, has 16 grant-funded research and development projects, as well as a series of commissioned reports on the scale of digital collections, the current operation of copyright, what research users want from digital collections, and how digital collections are valued by the public. And one of the 5 discovery projects is Transforming Collections, which you have so brilliantly worked together on, and is delivered by a strong partnership between the University of the Arts London and Tate, with many other collection partners. What I understand that you have focused on, and which we'll be learning about today and over the coming period, is the dispersed collections of artworks by people of colour, how and where they were collected, how they have been and how they could be interpreted, how machine learning can surface some of these issues, and how critical and creative interventions can help them to be reimagined. As with all TANC projects and all of the good AHRC projects I think that we've been able to fund at scale, it's the interdisciplinary nature of the research team which has been critical and demonstrates what can be achieved when cultural organisations and universities work together, and when the voices of curators, computer scientists, historians and artists and many others are all heard equally and are all equally respected. For AHRC, these cross and interdisciplinary partnerships have been key to the success of TANC and its ability to grasp and address major digital challenges such as the ethical use of AI and the productive and effective harnessing of big data. As we look forward, AHRC has funded the directorate team for TANC to undertake a significant consultation with the collections sector to understand further their priorities and how AHRC and other funders can help to drive forward those priorities to keep the UK at the forefront of inclusive, connected and sustainable collections that are both research-oriented and innovation-led. TANC will publish its policy recommendations in November, and the collective, collaborative and focused delivery of those recommendations, an agreement across multiple institutions and funders on how that can happen, will be an essential next step. So what is it that we can take from TANC and from the other investments which TANC has encouraged or led to? So yesterday I was at Riches, the launch of Riches, which is an £80 million infrastructure with a hub in Science and Technology Funding Council site in Daresbury near Liverpool, which will bring together initially 31 sites in the UK and over 100 partners to concentrate on the possibilities of material science to drive forward research in collections and heritage management, but also to make those findings and those collections more visible and more open. I don't think we would have got to riches if it hadn't been for Tank. Tank had already laid much of the groundwork that allowed us to make that next step. And what I take from that is that when we think together collectively and we think at scale, we can actually drive greater collaborations. So we move from Riches and Tank, the other two investments, either side at scale for AHRC, are CoStar, which reimagines the future of the metaverse and those metaverse technologies, but doing so in a way that allows small and medium enterprises access to technology that they would not ordinarily be able to achieve. And Disco, which is £150 million, the largest investment that AHRC has ever shepherded through UKRI, which will be for the unification of our scientific collections in a digital space. And that's just going through the business case. Thinking ambitiously and at scale with a unified sector is something we can do. But we're put to the challenge that we need to be able to have one voice to unlock the difficult to find funds. SPF was a great opportunity for us, but as I said, there is now no SPF funds. We have to work extra hard together in order to make the case. Now, I'm going to say two more things then about what that case should look like. So the first thing is that we have to embrace the fact that what we're doing is driving innovation. We have to embrace that and we have to exemplify it. I think it is true. I don't think it is something that we need to invent. But I think sometimes we are not loud enough in saying just how important, significant, consequential the work it is that we're doing is in many different fields. So Riches is a success because we can go to STFC Daresbury and say that the questions that we ask through the material science of conservation and heritage, including things that happen in Tate and in institutions that you run, is making technologists ask questions of their machinery they haven't asked before. And there are spillover effects of that questioning which have influences in the medical sector and in the engineering sector. So we can say, as with the creative industries, that the questions we ask drive innovation. They're not simply receiving innovation. In the digital sphere, I think there's something very exciting here about the way that we manage digital material and the way we manage information in the digital sector. At the moment, government is very excited about the way in which AI, which of course means many things, but they just say the way AI can do all sorts of things. And the truth of the matter is that the only way in which those benefits will actually be made alive is by using people who know how to marry all of those machine-driven technologies and the information that we already have. And that is a job of librarians, archivists, curators, and gallerists. That's what we do. And we need to do exactly as Maria said, to bring that human element into that innovation in order for that work to be used responsibly. And I know we'll hear from Ava later from another HRC project on responsible AI, because I think that remains incredibly important. So that's one thing. Let's be really bold about the fact that we are the ones who are setting the questions that have to be answered if these innovation challenges are to be properly met. The second is we, as a funder, need to learn how to help everybody partner better. We have certain constraints upon us in terms of what we can do, and they have sometimes been seen as insurmountable. But I am aware that Tank is raising, as much as it is showing how well we can achieve things together, it is also raising questions about how we might collectively be able to partner better. We have to learn from you. As we think to the next stages, what Tank can do and what we can do in future, we need to hear from you how we can find mechanisms whereby those we can fund will partner even better than they have done thus far, and that fact of partnership will itself be properly recognised by us and by those around us, whether that be in research assessment exercises or indeed by our funding funders, government. The fact of proper partnership seems to me to be interestingly at the heart of so much of what we're talking about, not only in this project, but generally in society at the moment. Tank has, I think, come a long way towards showing how equitable partnering can be done better. But it's also shown how far we have to go properly to partner equitably. But as we're learning, that's an innovation that government and others need to learn too. If this society is to achieve the kind of mission-led ambition of the current government, or to leave the current government to one side, to meet the absolutely pressing challenges we have, equitable, proper, genuine equitable partnering has to be at the heart. So my takeaway from Tank, and I will learn more this afternoon and no doubt in coming days, is that you will help us be a better funder. And that is a great gift that you will give to us. So I conclude with my warmest thanks to everybody who has made this such a success, but also will help show the innovation this sector is actually driving and then help us be a better and more innovative funder. Thank you all so much.